Elden Ring NightReign recently came out, and after missing multiple homework deadlines and my brother's wedding to put in a good amount of time into this game, I feel that I'm finally ready to give it a review. A negative review. Because all games are bad. In Elden Ring NightReign, you play as one of 8 Nightbearers fighting in the relentless environment of the asset-flipped Lands Between. The majority of assets used in this game are reused assets from previous FromSoft titles, which, honestly, I don't really care about the reuse of old assets, and my research found no one else is complaining about it either, but I thought it was worth mentioning. NightReign isn't about creating the next big FromSoft classic, and more about branching out and exploring the potential of the developers. The game is designed for a party of 3, which is perfect for me, my wife, and my wife's boyfriend. His name is Todd, by the way. I love that guy. He bought me this game and took me to McDonald's for my birthday. You battle bus into a location on the map and begin collecting equipment and gaining levels to fight the final Night Lord bosses at the end of each run. If you are able to complete the run, or everyone in your party meets the classic FromSoft "You Died" screen during a nightly boss fight, you are given rewards based on how well you did and are sent back to Roundtable Hold. FromSoft games are the LaCroix of plot, and the story of Elden Ring NightReign is no different. The story is told in the classic FromSoft style, in the form of a 2-hour-long video on YouTube by someone who read all the item descriptions and listened to the vague ramblings of NPCs. From what I was able to gather from the brief descriptions in the game, the story of Elden Ring NightReign is such. An event called the Shattering caused the creation of a Night Lord that threatens to destroy the world. Thus, the Nightbearers are a group of heroes with different motivations that fight against the Night. I think the motivations of each Nightbearer for why they fight are as follows: revenge, honor, Aura? I'm pretty sure she's the crazy ex of the Night Lord. For fun, revenge, knowledge, and even more fun. Let's take a closer look at each of the Nightbearers, as each one dictates how you play the game. The Wilder is your classic swordsman, proficient in all manner of melee weapons. His passive lets you cheat death in a game of hopscotch that resets each time you walk past his side of grace. His skill is a Sekiro grappling hook that lets you feel like that character in Attack on Titan that gets grabbed by a titan and crushed to death. His ultimate is a 17th century cannon strapped to his arm that only works at point-blank range. The Guardian is a member of the Rito clan from Legend of Zelda. His passive turns your perfectly fine dodge into a cha-cha slide to the left. His skill is a whirlwind attack around him, and his ult lets him fly up into the air before breaking the Geneva Convention in a drone strike. Iron Eye is for the Dead Brain because he's the easiest class to play. His specialty is ranged weapons, so if you want to stand a safe distance away from all enemies while spamming arrows, this is the guy for you. His passive increases the chance him and his friends find money while mugging locals. His skill leaves a hickey on the enemy that makes them take more damage, and his ult is just the Dragon Piercer shot from Monster Hunter. Duchess is your stereotyped rich girl, and is one of the 2 characters not immediately playable from the beginning. Her passive lets her spam the dodge button in succession, allowing her to dodge through literal fire. Her skill is a voyeur can that forces enemies to relive the last seconds of damage, and if she's being chased by police for being a creep, her ult makes her and her accomplices invisible so they can stab enemies in the back as they're limping away. Now, I want to take a moment to talk more in depth about her because I find the events leading up to unlocking her as a playable character to be really funny. You see, as you play through the tutorial, you encounter Duchess downed in front of the boss area. The game uses this to teach the player how to revive downed teammates. Once you get her up, she joins you in the obligatory FromSoft boss fight that the player is destined to lose against. Once both of you are downed, you respawn at the entrance of the boss fight and the game teaches you how to reclaim lost runes. But Duchess doesn't respawn with you, forcing you to attempt the boss a second time alone. When you fail again, you wake up at the Roundtable Hold and are greeted by Duchess pretending to be a priestess like she didn't just roach out on you 5 minutes earlier. Seriously, she's still wearing the same mask. She just has a hood on. It would be like Superman also wearing glasses, and when he changes into his alter ego Clark Kent, he just puts on a hat. It isn't until you find her pocket watch and give it back to her that she does this whole drama queen reveal and is ready to start contributing to the quest. But I think she was just embarrassed because you saw her ass handed to her twice in a row, and she didn't think you would show up in the Roundtable Hold 5 minutes later. The Raider is a pirate lord who came to fight the Knight just for fun. His passive builds up damage he's taken over time and uses it to buff his primary skill Retaliate. Retaliate is his primary skill where he winds up a mean left hook before he gets kicked out of the bar. His ultimate allows him to run up to enemies while yelling "Look at this cool rock I found," and pulling the very ground up from his enemy's feet. Revenant is the second unlockable character and the princess of the Otaku Club. Her passive gives a chance that defeated enemies join her anime club as ghostly servants. Her skill allows her to summon one of 3 founding otakus. Helen likes to anime run in the halls, Frederick has one too many chromosomes, and Sebastian is the one she's actually dating. Her ultimate causes her to throw a tantrum, making all those around her immortal as they desperately try to appease her. Recluse is a Rani wannabe. Her passive and skill allows her to siphon FP from enemies that are hit with affinity attacks. Every 4th cast combines affinity collected into a unique ability. Her ultimate leaves a bounty on enemies around her that she and her allies heal from when attacking. Executor is also here for the thrill of the fight, and he allows players to unleash their inner degeneracy. His passive gives him a buff when recovering from the ammonia he got from drinking Gaming Girl bathwater. His skill allows him to draw his anime sword that negates all damage when he perfect parries, and his ultimate unleashes his inner furry so he can easily mount bosses. Once you've selected your Nightfarer, you select which Nightlord you wish to fight and eavesdrop into a random location of a procedurally generated map. Once you've played a couple of games, locations become predictable, so there tends to be a common strategy for pathing. Hit the nearest church in a camp or two to gain a few levels, and then beeline it towards the castle in the center of the map. After clearing the castle of most enemies, you can reach the end of day 1 around level 9. Day 2 is spent boss rushing all the dangerous bosses around the map so that you can fight the Nightlord at level 15. This gives you the best chance of success, because the Nightlords tend to be stat checks rather than skill checks. And this leads me to my final rating of -3 out of -10.